Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining once again to a new publication of results of Latin NCAP. In this opportunity, we're going to be publishing the last publication of phase 13 of Latin NCAP. In this opportunity, we're going to be publishing three new results, and we start as usual with our videos. And the first car we tested in this opportunity is the Kia new Sportage with 6 airbags as standard and ESC standard, made in Korea and Slovakia as well. The Mitsubishi Outlander with 7 airbags, made in Japan. And the Jack JS1 and with other names, assembled in Mexico and also fully made in China with 2 airbags as standard. So the summary of vehicles is the Kia new Sportage, Mitsubishi new Outlander, and the Jack EJS1. So the results for the Kia new Sportage, 3 stars overall for this vehicle. We're going to now go through the videos. The first one, it's on a full speed or real speed on the frontal crash test. The vehicle showed stable structure and stable footwell area as well. The vehicle also showed good protection overall in for the adults. We're expecting probably a little bit better in the driver chest. However, the overall protection for the adults in the frontal crash is really good performing. When it comes to the child occupants, both child occupants are rearward facing, and the good results on the dynamics and the protection offered for the child occupants confirm actually what the decision of putting both children rearward facing is actually a good decision and offers good results, good dynamics, and good protection as well. The vehicle has ISOFIX anchorages, and both anchorages were used from the manufacturer side of manufacturer decision to put the child seats rearward facing. We're now watching the side impact. The new Tucson was tested as a twin car of the Tucson. The new Sportage is a corporate twin of the Hyundai Tucson that was tested early in the year. The Hyundai Tucson at that time did not have the side airbags as standard, so we're watching now that side impact performance, which was already good even without the side airbags. Being corporate twins, what it's done usually, we perform the test only on the things where they are highly different from each other. In the case of the MDV, which is a good performing, we didn't find, technically speaking, after deep analysis, remarkable differences, and that's why we keep the side impact result. However, the frontal and the pole impact, as you're watching now, we fully tested the new Sportage. So we're watching now the pole impact in slow motion. The side head airbags, Cortina airbags, and the side body airbags worked perfectly well to offer good protection to the structure as well. It's really a difficult condition and difficult way to, let's say, it's compromising many limits and boundaries to offer good protection in such a short distance and in such a high load cases. When it comes to pedestrian protection, also the vehicle offered in general average to good protection. The upper leg, we would have liked to see a little bit of better performance. When it comes to the head and lower leg, everything was really into the good, reasonable good results for the Kia new Sportage. When it comes to the whiplash protection as well, the vehicle showed overall a reasonably good protection. When it comes to ESC, electronic stability control test, also the performance is very good for the car. We're watching the video now from the inside of the vehicle with the robot. And we are now watching the Moose test of this car. The car offers optional ADAS technologies, but as they are not available in the needed volume, therefore it's not possible to count them for the scoring. When it comes to Mitsubishi Outlander, the car was rated with 5 stars. With overall good protection, and we're watching now the frontal impact with stable structure in the front, also footwell area with stable structure, good protection for both, overall good protection for both adults in the front seats, and also almost full protection, or let's say full protection for both child dummies sitting in the rear. Both child occupants are seated rearward facing by recommendation of the car manufacturer using the I-size anchorages that the vehicle offers as standard. This condition and let's say the configuration of the child seats rearward facing confirm once again the good performance that can be achieved in the almost full protection, let's say full protection offer for this cases or dynamic cases that are being tested by Latin NCAP. We're watching now the internal camera from the back to the front and the top view of the frontal crash test. We are now moving into the side impact protection. The side airbags and the side head airbags, both of them offer good protection for the adult overall, without any problem. Also, the structure of the vehicle was noticed that is It actually protects well and prevents higher intrusion from the cars on the side. And when it comes to the child occupants in the rear, both of them showed good protection, or full protection, let's say, in the side impact configuration. We're now going to take a look at the side impact from the outside of the car. Also, small intrusion, good protection in general, and the top view of the side impact. We are now moving slowly into the pole impact scenario, where the car was tested also with success. The restraint systems on the side, curtain airbags and side body airbags, both of them worked well to offer good protection in general and score well in the side pole impact. Considering this is a very challenging condition or configuration for crash test and prevent serious injuries in the adult occupant. Now, top view of the side pole impact and a rear view from the side pole impact now once again. We are now moving into the pedestrian assessment. Pedestrian assessment of this car is in general good. The head forms also offering in general good results, good performances, with some areas not as good, but it's usually areas which are very demanding and challenging. Also, the upper leg could have been better and the lower leg was good. The rear impact or the whiplash scenario was tested in this vehicle with good results. The ESC was tested in the car also with success, without any problems, and the Moose test configurations also, which we are watching right now, the Moose test also without any problems and offering good performances at higher speed. ADAS technologies, autonomous emergency braking systems, worked very well in this car as well, scoring almost full points, and also everything according to manufacturer's recommendation. When it comes to the blind spot detection, also a very good system, very robust system of this car that fulfills or explains the 5 stars. Now we're diving into the JAC EJS1. The car was rated with 0 stars. This car offers only 2 frontal airbags, no ESC standard. We tested the electric vehicle version, which is the first electric vehicle tested by NCAP. Frontal crash test in slow motion. We see an unstable structure and also unstable structure in the footwell area. That explains the poor results. Also, mainly, let's say on the results on the chest, and the values we read in the chest of the driver leaded to a red chest, which means a 0 point for adults in the frontal test. That explains the poor results of this car. When it comes to child occupants, the manufacturer did not respond or didn't come back or reply to Latin NCAP approach to get the recommendation of the child seats, or neither any other recommendations. So the communication with the manufacturer was definitely back to 0, no cooperation from the manufacturer, and that led to many, or explains many of the results. For example, the poor results for the child occupants when the child seats are not recommended by the car manufacturer, which was this case. We are now taking a look at the side impact protection of the car. Side impact also in general weak protection for the adults, and the lack of airbags and the structure on the side explain the problem. It's important to say, being an electric vehicle and the frontal test, the emergency switch or cutoff switch was not working in the frontal test, and in the side impact, the cutoff switch, it's actually sent a message that it is activated, but we still could turn on the car after the crash test. So basically the airbag was not fully disconnected. You can turn on the car and use it again. So the system, even it was saying that it was activated, it was not working properly. So it couldn't cut off the battery from the rest of the vehicle for safety reasons. So side impact protection, the top view, the pedestrian protection also very low, around the 20% of the points, which is a low score. Explained basically because of the manufacturer's lack of cooperation for more clarification and better information, more accurate information, but the results still will remain being around the same value. When it comes to the whiplash protection of this car, the protection to the neck was poor. And we're watching now the ESC. The ESC is not standard, but still tested. The Moose test also offering instability on this car. ESC is not standard, but one of the cars we got had the ESC as standard. We still tested this ESC, and the performance, even though was around, let's say, the acceptable levels, we need to acknowledge that the wear in the tires forced the test to be stopped very early. So ESC testing is not a large cycle test, a short cycle test, but the wear in the tires forced us to stop the tests at some point. So as a summary, we have the Kia New Sportage with 3 stars, twin corporate twin from the Tucson, tested earlier in the year. We tested the Tucson with the basic version, which is in 2 airbags and ABS, and later on after Latin NCAP tested it, the car was updated to a 6 airbag standard and ESC. Earlier in the year, in the case of the Kia Sportage, the standardization of the 6 airbags and ESC is a consequence of Latin NCAP choosing the Tucson with the basic configuration earlier in the year. So we welcome this decision from the manufacturer, for Kia in this case, to upgrade the car to a 6 airbag and ESC standard. Still a 3-star result. The car could have been better and can score better, we think, if the car makes more available, or let's say spread the availability, increase the availability of ADAS technologies that they do have. And we, as far as we know, they are performing quite well, even though we have to test them. So recommendation there is make more ADAS technologies more available and widely available in the region. Therefore, we expect the results to improve, and Kia can do that. Mitsubishi Outlander, 5 stars on this vehicle. There's nothing to say other than what it's already said in the reports. Good performance overall with their systems. We were gladly surprised with the blind spot detection system in this car. It's one of the most robust systems that we have tested so far in the program. And last but not least is the JAC EJS1, E10X, ES1 and S1. Those are the names in the market. The car was tested in the electric vehicle version. Clearly, all of the boxes confirm, or let's say at least 3 of them confirm fully that the car is a 0-star in those 3 boxes. Poor performance in general, in protection in the frontal test, only 2 airbags in the front, no side head protection, no side body protection, no ESC as standard, and no ADAS technologies as well. And all that, with a poor performance in general, added both things leads to these 0-star results. The result of this car is valid for the EV, let's say for the electric version, and also for the internal combustion engine as well. And we expect JAC to soon improve the safety of this car, which is a major concern. The car is assembled in Mexico, and also it's imported fully made in China to Brazil, and in Mexico, as far as we know, it's being used as a taxi cab. So we expect this car to improve its safety very soon. Important message: being environmentally friendly doesn't mean that the car should not meet the safety or basic safety requirements. This is it. This is the last publication for 2022, the 13th phase of Latin NCAP. We thank you so much for your support. We expect to see you again next year. And we're also planning a new year with good surprises, with new models and new results. We thank you so much for your support. We thank very much Bloomberg Philanthropies, also the FI Foundation, also Global NCAP, Towards Zero Foundation, and especially to all the, let's say, team that around those programs and Global NCAP supporting Latin NCAP in the way that they are doing it. Also, thank you very much to ICRT and IDB as well. So for all of you, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we hope to see you soon in the new publications of Latin NCAP. Thank you very much. Till the next time. Bye-bye.